let's not waste any time here. The NFC title game, the Washington Commanders are playing at the Philadelphia Eagles. Imagine saying that. Even before the playoffs, during the season, before the season, in the offseason, anytime, imagine saying you'd be the Commanders playing in the NFC title game. Well, here it is. Eagles are a 5.5-point favorite. The total is 47.5 in this one. Dylan, is it run Eagles run in this game?
I'm officially anti-Eagles. I know I've avoided it the whole year.
Oh, you have been the entire time.
No, I'm not. I wasn't. They're now. It's a friendly reminder. I own the Eagles after last year. All these Eagle fans coming at me, tweeting me my address, all this stuff. Like, buddy, I own you. I don't know what you want to do. But this year it kind of felt like I already did my piece. It was like I don't care about the Eagles anymore. I now see Philadelphia Eagles posts on my X feed, and I think I'm going back to hating the Eagles. I'm making it my personal mission to eliminate the Eagles from playoff contention and keep them from winning a Super Bowl. These teams, obviously,
You're so noble, Dylan.
You know, I'm the hero sometimes that everybody needs.
The like Snoopy notebook comes back, and Dylan's Philadelphia hate is in full fledged.
Jack's out there making memes for us, and it's like those are the kind of guys that I think about when I do this stuff. It's like I got to go bat for these guys.
We might need to give Jack the CarterCast login. we might need to give him full power.
The meme guy, CarterCast meme guy. These teams obviously face each other twice this year, being in the division. The first matchup, the Eagles won in Philadelphia. The second matchup, the Commanders won in Washington. Minor asterisks got Kenny Pickett. I think Hurts only had 4 pass attempts. In that second matchup.
And they still should have won.
Yeah, honestly. The second matchup, A.J. Brown owned Marshawn Lattimore, 5 for 10, 68 yards, a touchdown, 3 pass interference calls against Lattimore in that matchup in the second time they faced off. I don't think anybody is going to try and convince you that this Commanders defense is good. They rank in the bottom third in the NFL for a lot of stats, like 22nd in EPA allowed total. But the offense is both kind of on par with each other. Washington 4th in rush EPA, Philadelphia 1st, Washington 4th in drop back EPA, Eagles 8th. So like both these offenses are pretty good. The problem is the Eagles have such a big advantage defensively. I don't know where the Commanders are going to make up this ground. The Commanders' offense is much more penalized, both top 5 and 4th down conversion rate. I will say up front, the Commies have Commanders. They have a higher pressure rate. They have a higher hurry rate. They have a higher blitz rate, which probably plays a part in that. Hurts ranks 17th out of 21 qualifying quarterbacks when blitzed per PFF grade. Tough game. I make the line 4.5. You were talking 5.5s are available now. I think the Commanders win. I think they beat the Eagles. I do. I understand the defense is bad. I just think that when you don't make me get the bell-shaped curve out. When we talk about this Commanders offense, like I don't want to be that guy that's crapping on Jalen Hurts, right? But you look at all of his playoff wins. He's had like 170 passing yards. Hasn't looked that great. I kind of like the unknown of Jaden Daniels, if you want me to be honest. I understand trusting a rookie quarterback in this spot is tough, especially on the road, but it's not like it's a place he hasn't played before. He's played in Philadelphia before, and even though it didn't go super well, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 22 for 32, I like he widens the range of possibilities for me. I'm going to go Commanders. It's not like me taking the better, more explosive offense over the better defense. But I think this is the Cinderella story. And going back to the Detroit Lions stat, 1991, when they won the Super Bowl, they beat the Lions on the way. I think we end up Commanders-Bills.
Let me ask you this, Dylan.
Ask me. I might have an answer.
Which head coach would you rather have in this game, Dan Quinn or Nick Sirianni?
Dan Quinn. There's 32 teams in the NFL. I could think of 36 head coaches I'd want over Nick Sirianni.
Which quarterback would you rather have, Jalen Hurts or Jaden Daniels?
Daniels. And it's tough because you consider experience. I think that plays a big part. But I don't know. Hurts hasn't. I mean, that non-play action drop back.
Look.
And listen. Oh, you go ahead. I got something I want to show you guys.
Well, I don't want to turn this into a Daniels versus Hurts thing because, yeah, Hurts hasn't looked awesome the last few games. He's been here before. So you're telling me you'd rather have a rookie quarterback? I know Daniels is playing out of his mind. I'm not saying he's not. But you're telling me you'd rather have a rookie quarterback in his first playoff run here over Jalen Hurts, who's been to the Super Bowl before? In a vacuum, I don't know if that's the right answer. I don't know.
I hear what you're saying, and I trust me, I consider that when making that decision. But if you take the current way these quarterbacks are playing, I mean, and I guess Jalen Daniels has had he had 2 interceptions in the second matchup, although he had 5 touchdowns. I'm going Daniels. I'm going the fun answer. Jalen Hurts just hasn't looked that great. And listen, this is a prime example here. I'm about to share my screen.
Oh, boy.
Jalen Hurts took a safety on this play. Whoa, look at that. Look at this.
It was snowing. He couldn't see. It was snowing. It was pelting snow.
What if it snows next Sunday?
It's supposed to be 35.
Oh, we're fine.
Yeah. I saw a tweet that said we're going to get real football.
That's actually a huge advantage for the Commanders in that game.
Can I do a blind quarterback comparison for you guys? I'm not going to tell you who's who.
Brother. I'm guessing the nicer stats are going to be Jalen Hurts.
Nah, well,
Mr.
one
Eagles.
quarterback was 15 for 20, 128 yards, no touchdowns or picks.
Okay.
The other quarterback was 16 for 22, 127 yards, no touchdowns or picks. Pretty similar, right?
It's pretty similar.
It's Jalen Hurts and Josh Allen. Where's the Josh Allen hate?
I've seen that online plenty.
Well, what are we going to say about that? Jalen Hurts is playing with one leg in the second half. In the snow. Josh Allen's pampered on the sideline. Come on.
I would say wide receiver 1 being Khalil Shakir versus A.J. Brown and having Devontae Smith. And
who's the running? Yeah. Difference. And RB1 is Saquon Barkley and RB1 is James Cook.
Well, if you're the Eagles, you don't have to force Hurts to throw it 40 times. I'm not going to sit on here and be like, oh, Hurts played like trash, yada, yada, yada. Their whole game plan is built around the run.
You are fly, Eagles, fly.
I am this year. I am.
Because people are scumbag.
I'm not going to pretend to love all the Eagles fans I see. A lot of them are entitled, and it's super annoying to read some of the stuff they put on Twitter and stuff. But, man, I'm not going to sit on here and take, oh, the Eagles have been playing like crap and Hurts sucks and the Eagles are fluking their way to the conference title game. I think they've been playing fine given the conditions.
I mean, you get to play the Packers and you get to play the Rams. And
Hurts coming off concussion, first real action in 4 weeks. You know, it's pelting snow outside the next game.
Jalen Hurts was definitely on some wild painkillers in that game, right? Because did you see that post-game interview?
Yeah. He was hopped off something.
Yeah, he was on something. And he was like, yeah, you know. I'm like, you just won a massive playoff game in the snow. Like, you should be pumped. And he was, yeah, that was very weird. I hate to do this. It's all Eagles.
No.
It's all Eagles. Dylan, I mean, this is Dylan 101. Dylan just doesn't want the Eagles to win. That's what this comes down to.
It really is.
I mean, who you taking?
They're gonna lose in the Super Bowl.
Who you taking in the trenches? You're taking the Eagles. Who you taking as the best run game? The Eagles. Whose run defense is stinky? The Commanders. Whose defense is terrible all around? The Commanders. Whose defense is good? The Eagles. Eagles win this one. They've been here before. This is in Philadelphia. And if you're pointing to that one game that the Commanders won, that was the flukiest of fluke games I've ever seen.
Look who the quarterback was for the Eagles. Just look who the quarterback was.
And what actually happened during the game. I mean, the stars had to align, and my goodness, everything had to happen in favor of the Commanders for them to win that game. That's what they're going to need. They're going to need Kenny Pickett to play in this game for them to win. It's all Eagles in this game. Eagles are going to be able to run all over them. It's going to be ugly. It's going to be gross. It's not going to be an entertaining football game, to be honest.
Sounds like it's going to be entertaining. I will end up going Commanders and probably Commanders money line here, just because I know the Commanders love to blitz. And also, we previewed the games from this past week already, but I do want to bring up Dan Quinn went for it on 4th down, I think 5 times.
I think they were 3 for 4 against the Lions on 4th downs.
They were 3 for 4, but one of them was converted on a penalty that is not counted in that stat. So, and I think the NFL Next Gen stat said out of all those times, they would have recommended going for it once. And that's the kind of thing that the Commanders are going to need to do. Seeing that from Quinn, it's like, this is a team that kind of knows what they're playing with. They have to rely on their offense.
So are you arguing against analytics in this game?
Oh, no.
I am saying there are certain situations when you're an underdog, you know you don't have the better defense. You have to take more risks than probably what the stats would say. And I think the Commanders have proven, and Dan Quinn has proven,
That's a credit to Daniels.
they're willing to
Trusting Daniels.
Yeah, 100%.
It is.
I think it's Commanders here, boys.
We talked about in the recap. It is remarkable what Jaden Daniels has done, and I know every single show is going to be giving him his flowers and talking about how awesome he is. But I need to make sure that it's known that this guy is unbelievable.
And I was wrong. I'm with you right there. I was wrong. I was like, Daniels is not going to make the playoffs this year. They're going to be third in the division, and he has been nails in every single moment in these playoffs, and he's become one of the most. I feel the best about him in some of these situations than I do like more experienced quarterbacks.
Then Jalen Hurts. I mean, okay, let's point it out here. It's 2 minutes left. Tie ball game. Who do you want with the ball? Jaden Daniels or Jalen Hurts?
Jaden Daniels, just because of the way he's been throwing the ball, genuinely. And
the way he's been running the ball. Making
my
plays.
My point here will be, I think the Eagles win this game. And I think the reason is not for anything, no fault of Jaden Daniels. It's just Jalen Hurts and the Eagles, they don't ask Hurts to do that much. So you're not going to get 4 picks from Jalen Hurts like you did Jared Goff. They're going to run the ball. They're going to ground and pound, and Jalen Hurts will not put this team in a position to lose the game. They will not shoot themselves in the foot like Jared Goff and the Lions did. They might not be able to do enough on offense, but they won't shoot themselves in the foot. And if you're the Commanders' defense, that's what you're praying for, is a turnover here, a turnover there, to kind of make up for the lack of playmakers you have on that side of the ball. I don't think you get that with the Eagles offense. I think you know what they're going to do. They know their identity. They're not going to do too much or force things, even if Hurts doesn't put up video game numbers.
So let me ask this. Let's say we're recording right now on Monday, Martin Luther King Day, doing this preview. What if Hurts gets ruled out? What if that happened? Do we have to re-record? Is this all useless?
Is anything we're doing useful?
What is the meaning of life?
What is the meaning of life?
Yeah.
Does Hurt? This is gonna. Don't clip this. If Hurts gets ruled out, does that change the way anybody feels about this game?
Kind of no.
I don't think it does. I think the way the Eagles win is run the damn ball. Saquon he averaged 175 yards and 5.5 yards a carry in the 2 matchups this season with 4 touchdowns.
Do you think
it's the game plan? That's the offense.
Is it Tanner McKee or is it going to be Kenny Pickett?
No, it's Pickett. It's Kenny Pickett.
Yeah. Well, wasn't he injured? Is he okay now?
I'd rather have McKee.
I think he's active.
Okay.
Give me Tanner McKee.
Talk about an unknown. Jeez.
give me Tanner McKee, Stanford legend.
While we're on the topic of Jaden Daniels, may I play a clip?
Yeah.
The biggest mistake you've made of this whole show, Karter, is giving me the right to play clips from Twitter.
When we get demonetized.
I know what this is.
We're not getting sound.
You're not getting sound?
No.
Okay. Well, never mind then.
Oh, Dylan just ruined it. Dylan just ruined it.
I don't know why it's giving me sound.
It's giving you sound. It's not giving us. You're not hearing it, are you, Connor?
No, I'm not. But I know what this clip is. It's the Giants GM's son saying, trade up and draft Jaden Daniels, and he doesn't do it.
Oh, I know why it's not giving sound. Hold on.
Yeah, I mean, man. Amateur hour producing over there, you know.
Slam dunking on me. Yeah, right.
Get this job once.
Sound?
Yeah, we got it.
Yeah, I think. Is it too loud?
That's fine.
Okay.
Who do you want me to take? Give me a name.
Jaden Daniels. Trade up and get him. Why not?
Okay, if Jaden Daniels.
We only get this job once. Let's try to win.
All right. Jaden Daniels. Who do you want me to take?
Golly.
That's tough.
That's tough.
That's a tough look. That's a tough look. Now,
and to lose Saquon? Oh my gosh. You got to be killing yourself.
I would never volunteer to do an off-season Hard Knocks like that. Absolutely not.
What about? I mean, Drew Lock's not that bad. I mean, who would you rather have, Drew Lock or Jaden Daniels?
That's a great
on Martin Luther King Day, Karter, you're doing this on MLK Day. God.
No, gosh, that's a great clip. That's a great idea. Is for like the off-season Hard Knocks is just finding the spots where the GMs are like, oh, what do we think about this guy? And they're like, I don't know. And then that guy just becomes an all-pro Hall of Famer and it's Super Bowl MVP and all this stuff. Like, I guarantee you every single draft room has done that where they're like, nah, this guy sucks. And then the next year they're an all-pro. So.
Oh, yeah.
Anyhow,
That'd be. I would hate to be making those decisions. Real quick before we put a bow on this, Anybody have any thoughts? Eagle, 4th luckiest team in the NFL?
I think
Is it
that's
just turnover
because
margin?
No.
No.
I think that I could be wrong here, but I feel like that's in large part due to the Eagles' conservative way of playing and the offense. They don't put themselves in a lot of luck situations or 50-50 situations where Hurts isn't throwing turnover-worthy plays every other down like some of these quarterbacks. Am I wrong? I feel like that's to play into.
Well, the luck would be if he does throw turnover-worthy plays and they're not turnovers.
Right, but if he doesn't do it at all, then it doesn't contribute to that.
But I think the luck would be lower, right? You're not throwing turnover-worthy plays. There is no opportunity to get away with it. I think it could work both ways. I see what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Give me Commanders. Give me Commanders.
Give me the Eagles, and I think Jalen Karter, who played 68 of 70 defensive snaps, 6 pressures, 2 sacks, double teamed on over half of his pass rushes. I think he's going to have another big game. Imagine letting the Eagles get Jalen Karter at the 9th pick just because of some off the field stuff. That dude was a top 3 prospect, hands down.
Yeah,
So,
that's
Lots of drive.
Yeah, I mean, understandably so.
I'm going Commanders 31-21.
10-point win for the Commanders.
Yep. Story of the year.
I think Carter, I think you're going to be with me here. I'm going to go Eagles 31, Commanders 20. 11-point win for the Eagles.
Yeah,
Seriously?
Eagles
For the
29.
Eagles.
Yeah, Eagles 29, Commanders 14.
Oh, Jake Elliott missed extra point special in there. Vegas
Jake
part
Elliott, yeah, Jake Elliott missed extra point and a safety. Austin Eckler safety.
Austin
There
Eckler.
you go.
That
Golden
would be
shot.
so funny. I'm
Put that
rooting
in the
for that to
parlay.
happen now, just so we get the clip out.
That's great.
Let's move on.
Last thing, Carter. I'm so sorry. Last thing.
No, we're
I
never
thought this
moving
was-
on. It's fine.
I thought
No,
this
it's
was a
fine.
Great stat.
It's fine. No, seriously,
First-
I'm fine. I'm not mad. No, seriously.
We need the video at least 8 minutes.
It's fine.
True. First 2 playoff games for Jaden Daniels in his career. He's been pressured on 37% of his dropbacks. When he is pressured, he has 129.7 QB rating, 67% completion percentage, 9.7 yards per attempt, 2-0 touchdown interception ratio when pressured. That is so impressive for a rookie. I know we just spent a lot of time praising him, but that is a crazy stat.
So Connor's on the Commanders now.
I'm not. I do think the Eagles are the better team, but I just wanted to shout out Jaden Daniels because he is defying the expectations.
Look,
I had.
I want it out there. If the Commanders win, I'm gonna be pumped. My official rankings for this Super Bowl on who I want to win are 1, the Commanders. It would be awesome if the Commanders won. Number 2, the Chiefs. I think a 3-peat would be so cool. And I am the only one in that boat, apparently. Number 3, the Bills. 4 Eagles. 4, without question, 4 Eagles.
Yeah.
If the
4
Commanders
Eagles.
make the Super Bowl and it's Commanders Chiefs, is it Chiefs minus like 12? What's the line there?
I could tell you real quick.
Oh,
Yep, give me a second. Who we got? You say Chiefs, Commanders?
Commander and
Commanders-
Chiefs. But
it's the one.
I got the Commanders a point favorite.
Oh my God.
yeah, the Wilkerson ratings have real integrity.
They need some
issue
work.
here. Boom.
Integrity issue. I don't have
Boom.
any-
Boom. I think
I
the
don't have
Wilkerson
anything
ratings get a
against-
big doom.
Why?
Whoa.
What's
Yeah.